Well, good morning, y'all. It's Dan. I want to welcome y'all to my home in the sticks. And you know what? It's Saturday, and it's about 7ish in the morning. We're down here at the shop. Got a few things to show you today. Need to show you what we got from Sam's yesterday. We had a bunch of rain move in yesterday afternoon and that evening into the night. It is drizzling right now. I'm up underneath the overhang of the shop, but yeah, let me get geared up inside the shop and I'm gonna show you what I wanted to show you. So give me a second. All right, y'all. Yesterday when we went to Sam's, first off I'll say, you know, most of the folks from the South really like pork chops, and guess what? We like pork chops over here at our home in the sticks. I see my dad's smiling over here. But anyways, let me point you down and I'll show you what we ended up getting, and I'll tell you why we got it. So let me point you down. Might have to flip you around and then point you down. There we go. That there is a whole pork loin. Now, what we did find is, for some strange reason, we looked at all of the pork chops and they had a pack of pork chops that had, I want to say, what they have? They had about 9 or 10 pork chops in it. They had about 9 or 10 center cut pork chops, probably about that thick, maybe a ½ inch thick. And it was $15 for, I want to say 10 pork chops. So we kept looking and looking. Let me show you what a whole pork loin cost. See if I can get out the way. I don't know if y'all can see that. But this whole pork loin, the whole pork loin, was $16.16. So it was like, what's the better deal? 10 center cut pork chops for $15, or a whole pork loin that you can cut yourself for $16. So needless to say, we got that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this thing up and we're going to see how many pork chops we can get out of this whole loin. I'm not going to do the real thick ones. I'm just do, you know, 1/4 inch, something like that. I don't know. We're just going to rock and roll and see what we can do. And we're going to see how many pork chops we can get out of this whole pork loin. So let me get set up and we're going to rock and roll on that. We also did, and you know, I don't know if y'all have, y'all have a Sam's near y'all's home place or your town or your community. But man, you can get a lot of good deals at Sam's. The only thing is you got to buy in bulk. And buying in bulk food-wise means you have to be able to dehydrate it, store it, freeze it, or something for later use. But heck, you still get a better deal when you buy it in bulk. So give me a second, I'm gonna get this camera set up and we're gonna rock and roll into it. You ever see somebody braid some onions? Those onions out the garden, by the way. My dad just putting the braid to them. Oh, and by the way, he sure enough does macrame, and one day I need to pull out the hammock that he made and I'll have to show that to you. But wow. He got the skills to pay the bills. Yee. Give me a second. All right, y'all, let's rock on. We done washed this pork loin. We're gonna pull this whole pork loin out. See if we can get him wrenched off. He's digging too. And I cut it in half, and just my little disclaimer. I'm not a butcher, a baker, or a candlestick maker, but I can clean this pork loin up and slice him up. Let me point you down, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. Let's see. Whoop, damn, nope, I don't want you to tilt over. Hold on, y'all, I'm working here. All right, there we go. Hopefully y'all can see that. Cool. Make sure we, all right. One of the downsides to getting a whole pork loin, and maybe I can move you this way. See how that looks. Yeah. Okay, so one of the downsides of getting the whole pork loin untrimmed is you're gonna have to trim it. And it's got all of this, this cap on top of it. And what I do is I have a sharp knife. I just like to take some of this cap off. And you just follow the meat around, watch your fingers, and you expose that loin. Just like that. And we're gonna wanna cut this. Me personally, I want to cut this thing as lean as I possibly can. And cut some of this off. See, didn't lose too much meat. That's looking good. There's a rib that runs right here. And if you want just this loin in for showing up center cut, you can leave it on, but I'm gonna leave this on. And I'm gonna wash my hands and we're gonna get to cutting this thing. So give me a second. Well, I actually scratched that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this other one cleaned up. I illustrated how I do mine. I'm gonna get this other one cleaned up, and then we are gonna start cutting these jokers, this pork loin up into pork chops, and we're gonna see how many we get out of it. So give me a second, be right back. All right, y'all, we got these pork loins trimmed up. I'm gonna point you down here in a second, show you what they look like. I think we're good to go. Food safety rules do apply here, y'all. You're working with raw meat. Make sure you wash your paws if you're going to touch anything else so you don't cross-contaminate anything. So I'm going to point you down. I'm going to show you what they're looking like. All right. That's what we are working with right there, y'all. Cool. So now, I went ahead and resharpened my knife. And all I'm gonna do is I might cut this into another manageable piece. Set him off to the side. And here they are. That's the two. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this bad boy into some slices. And I'm thinking something like that. We like the thin cut pork chops or the breakfast chops because it just it works real well for us and it cooks faster. So we are just gonna rock and roll like that. All right, and there you have it. This is what they're looking like. And they're about that thick. And that's gonna make for some good eating, y'all. Okay, so that's how we're gonna proceed. I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting up this pork loin, and then we're gonna go ahead and do a head count and see how many we got. So give me a second, I'll be right back with ya. All right, y'all, we done cutting it up. What was the grand total? Ooh, we got 47 chops out of that whole loin that we purchased. We did a little bit of the math. What'd you say, Dad, 68?
Yeah.
Roughly.
Down for 10.
Yeah.
For 10, 20, 30, 40, 40.
So let's just say 70 bucks.
17 down 4.
Okay.
17 bucks.
So we'll say 70 bucks just for shoots and giggles. Okay. To get all these pork chops, and I'm gonna show you, 47 cuts of it, it would have costed roughly 70 bucks plus tax for what I just cut up. But we paid $16.16 for a whole loin. So let me show you. That's what it looks like. 47, yeah, pork chops. And we have some boneless, we have some center cuts, and we also have some loins on this end, but that's okay because we like them both. So that's what we got, y'all. And it, yeah, about a 1/4 inch thick. So, hey, it pays to buy, if you have the means and you can get a whole loin and cut it up yourself, it pays to do it. And this is gonna be some good eating. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple of these off to the side because that's what we're gonna eat today. We're gonna stew these guys down, and the rest of them we're gonna put them in the freezer, get them a little hard, and then we're gonna vacuum seal them, and in the deep freeze they go for later use. So mission number 1 today complete. So give me a second and we'll see you in a minute. All right, y'all, it's Dan, and you know what? We ain't getting much accomplished today, so it rained on and off today, and the heat, oh my God, it's sweltering. Lord, let me tell you, it's hot. But maybe tomorrow morning, possibly real early, we're gonna get off in this bed right here. Dad is actually going home tomorrow. We're gonna take him to the train station because he likes riding the train. And
It'd be fun to ride.
yeah, I agree. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Again, we've had rain on and off today, and it was like hotter than 2 mice in a wool sock. We'll see you and y'all in the next video.
Bye, Felicia.